Here we go. Part two of Rolling Hills. The last time I came 13th out of 48, uh, but I really enjoyed the route. It's fast, furious, uh, a nasty climb you can see on the top graphic towards the end, and then you have 1.5 miles, I think, of rolling fast seaside coastal route into the finish. It's a fantastic finish. Well, you can just see it in the lead in here. We go past it. A really fast, flat sprint at the end. So I wanted to do this Two Bridges loop again. That's the bottom line. So very early morning ride for me here. Went out feeling really strong. I know the route, so I know where to put the effort in. I know where to hold back. I've no heart monitor on, hence you can't see my BPM on the top left there. Yeah, ready. 27 in the group this time. Hopefully I'm getting a little bit fitter. Let's see. I think I did it in 32 and a bit minutes last time, as I said. Came in the top quarter, top 25%. So I've got off quite strong here. I thought, right, on these little 2% I need to be at 320 watts. And that looks like that puts me certainly in the lead on this climb, and I think it's probably stretching other people. It's the first climb, so I wanted to take this seriously and let them know we're not just sitting back on this. I wanted to go fast and furious. You've got Inwood there just following me. Top of this climb, I'm averaging 311 watts here. Perhaps I've gone a bit faster than I needed to, but I'm planning to draft. It's 3 laps this. Let's fast forward it a bit here. On each lap I fast forward it to the biggest climb at the end, but pretty easy to stay in the draft here. The little attacks like you just seen there, 10-metre attacks, so we did have to get back up 300, 400 watts. Here we go on this climb. Yeah, 1.4 miles to go, and on the end of the descent, you're probably 0.8 miles to go. So here, staying in 15th gear, below the 3% gradient, and my plan was to use the feather once we got to the darker orange. On the top, there's 10.1 miles to go. 4%, so it starts creeping up here to 5 and 6. I think it's 8 in the dark orange. Inwood flying past me, started with a feather, that's why. So I put the feather on as well, because I don't want to get dropped. Just stand up here to the final bit. You can see I'm nearly doing 400 watts, or 420 there. This cheeky corner, yeah, I got to 10% that gradient. Not easy. And it seems to go on just a little bit too long. So if you're standing up like me, that's just a little bit more than is comfortable. Certainly when you're on the second and the last lap, you're pretty tired by then, because the in-betweeny bits, although it's flat and you can sit in the pack, you're pretty much 85-90% of FTP, because there's these little attacks and you don't want to get dropped. After that main climb, there's this, we go left here, and I've noticed people put a little sprint in to try and get ahead on the descent. You see the 2 rides in front, so I'm having to put 450 watts in there just to get on the back of them so they don't escape. On the right, you can see, first lap, there's a little gap. There's perhaps 6 or 7 of us. I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, and Gunnarson, I'd say. And then there's a 5-second, 10-second, 11-second. So 2 packs are forming here. You can actually see them on the top graphic. They're just out of the picture. But we're on a big descent here, so it's important I just stayed in the draft. I love this on the bridge. It gets flat and you can get and have a little sprint. It kind of makes you want to do that, knowing that you're 6.5 miles away from the banner. So you can exert that energy and crack on. So yeah, 3 seconds and 4 seconds from Gunnarson and Galea, and Nielsen 5 seconds. So they have an opportunity to get back in But yeah, I mean, that's 258 average, 257. That's a pretty quick lap, knowing you've got 2 more laps to go. 10, nearly 11 minutes gone, 264 feet climbed, 4.2 miles done. I've done 235 calories, but I'm guessing 100 of that would have been the 10-minute warm-up. Yeah, you've got 2, 3, 4, 5 here. We're beginning to stretch away 13 seconds, 16 seconds from the other half, well, the other 20 riders, basically. Here we go, coming through the banner for the first time here. As I said, I'll fast forward it in a minute. Yeah, because the exciting bit of these last climbs, it's just a matter of staying in the front group there and not getting dropped or doing anything stupid or not concentrating. I seem to get a lot of these steamroller power-ups, and I wanted the feather, especially if you watch on the third lap. I desperately need that feather for the final climb. I get a steamroller. Tell me in the comments, is that something on Zwift I'm classically not seeing? And I just need educating on, because do I need to be through the banner first or in the top 3 on that mid banner? I don't know, tell me in the comments. So here we go, trying to hit 320 watts roughly on the below 3%, the yellow. Then I'll drop into 14th gear, and I've no feather here. Someone's used theirs already, so I'm happy about that. That'll run out surely midpoint up this orange section. 5.7 miles to go. It's 4% here, well, rising now. A couple of other people using the feather. So I've used the steamroller. I don't think it has any effect unless you're on the cobbles. Tell me if I'm wrong there. Going around this corner for the final push. I can't get dropped. If you get dropped, and it really is a easy point to get dropped here, especially when you go over and you're not quite on the back and you start the descent. You can easily get dropped. Yeah, we're 43 seconds ahead of that backpack. Someone's just dropped off, or front group if you look at the top graphic. 5%, we're nearly there. There we go, back into the pack. So you can pretty much say 2 laps done now. And I'm still in the lead pack, which is good, positive. Just stood up there because I was just not concentrating there. Let's just get back in. Excited. 3 laps. We're just going to have slightly less than 5 miles on the final lap. And again, you know it's these. Oh, someone's come flying through there. Yeah, look, 1, 2, 3. There's 7 of us in this top lead group. So that guarantees me a good finish, actually, relative for me. I know the pack's smaller here than it was. It was 48, I think, last time. But yeah, this is good. We're not going to get caught with that second group. Just got on a cheeky attack there, Gunnarsson. We've brought him back, averaging 248 watts. Gone for a decent time here, relatively, in this category. What are we? 270 to 390. Yeah. I think I'm 389 at the moment. So if I do finish in the top 7, I'm sure I'll go into the next category. I'm not sure I want that. I'm not sure I'm qualified for that, to be fair. But we'll give it a go. And that's the only way you improve. You know, racing against better riders, obviously. So we're over a minute ahead of that second pack. Going at quite a pace. See nearly 300 watts there. Coming up to the banner just around this corner, which marks the start of the third and final lap. We're obviously all of a very, very similar capacity and capability, I think. I think it's just who's got the legs to come around this bend in 4.4 miles time to get in through that banner first? I think that's the only question. Here we go, let's forward it again. Still in there, some little attacks. Yeah, that steamroller, this is a disaster. Everyone else has got a feather. And I went through that last banner. Oh, I did have a feather actually for the third lap, yeah. So is it that you go, if you first through that mid banner, you get the feather, everyone else gets a steamroller? I don't know. Here we go. So straight away you can see I couldn't do the 320 average on the yellow. I got up to that, but I was really struggling being the third lap. And that's because we've put it in for the first 2 laps. We haven't been hanging about. Just about to go on to the orange. As you see, this is critical, and timing when you press the feather is absolutely critical here. Just gone over 505 calories, averaging 243 watts, doing almost 90 RPM, well 85 RPM. Here we go, stood up. I think I've got a bit early there, but I can't leave it because the Dane is pulling away. What, 2 seconds there? If he gets on that descent, to be fair, we'll be in the pack, so we'll probably be able to chase him down. But look, 3-4 seconds ahead. I'm still stood up here, putting 350 watts in. The feather's gone now. I'm nearly at the top. Don't stop before you get over that yellow. Well, I sat back down. Here we go, 8 seconds. The leader is 8 seconds ahead. That's considerable. I didn't realise that in the race. I just thought it was this group here. Again, they've attacked me there, going round this corner. What did I say about that? Everyone seems to attack before that descent, and they're in the group, so I've got to get in the back here. Just put in 400 watts, roll in. Someone's using the steamroller. Perhaps it's useful on this tarmac, Adam, I don't know. Here we go, I'm comfortable. First place, I think that's gone now. 12 seconds ahead, and it's mainly, well, it's all descent and flat, and there's only 0.8 miles to go. Fair play, Grania. He went for the attack, and he's destroyed us 4. WCD 3 seconds behind. If I can stay in that pack, I reckon he won't be able to catch not a group of 4 riders pushing for a final sprint. I'm back in there, which is good. Blimey, I didn't realise I went past them. What am I thinking? Did I go on? Oh, right, okay. That didn't last for very long. Oh, I've done something amazing there, and I've just forgotten about it. Here they are, they're coming back in. What have we got? 0.4 of a mile. We're all doing 400 watts roughly, or 350. 0.3 of a mile. Fantastic rolling finish this. It really is exciting. Perhaps I'm getting a bit too excited here. You're the viewer. I'm just here, sat here. I can't lose that position, so I just sprint in a little bit. Here we go, here we go. We're down to 800 feet now. Right, I'm 5th. Tell me what happens here. We know first has crossed the line. Tell me I don't finish 4th here. And I've looked at this footage. Look, I pass YL and over the line in 4th, it confirmed. Still 4th there. And yet I get position 5th. So why has that happened? I've looked back at the footage. Every Zwift race I do now has one of these problems. Like and subscribe. Thank you.